Today we are going to be going over proportional and non-proportional relationships. Let's see, for exercise 1 through 3, they want us to use a table of values and write the ratio in the table to show the relationship between each set of values. Let's see, if I do that, I know that I have to take my top number and divide it by, or my bottom number and divide it by my top number. Remember, we always write our values as x, y. So that means the top one is going to be x. And the next one's going to be y. If you ask me why, I'm simply going to say, well, in the alphabet, x comes before y. So we always write our formulas as y over x. Okay? So let's try this. We got 15 divided by 1. Well, it's just like it sounds, 15 divided by 1. And that's going to equal 15. Next, we have 2 divided by 30. No, that's not right. Remember, we take our bottom one and divide it by our top one. That's going to make it 30 divided by 2. And 30 divided by 2, well, that's also going to equal 15. Next one is 45 divided by 3. And 45 divided by 3, of course, is 15 as well. Last one is 60 divided by 4. And of course, as you might have guessed by now, 60 divided by 4 is also going to give us 15. As we learned in class, if our ratios are the same in every single column, which they are, we know that this is a proportional relationship. So we're just going to put proportional, okay, for proportional, okay, and the ratio, of course, is 15 across. Let's go to number 2 and see how that works out. Once again, we're going to use y over x. If we do, that's going to be 11 over 1. And of course, anything over 1 is itself, so our answer is 11. The second, we have 20 over 2. And 20 can be divided by 2 to give us a nice even 10. Next, we have 29 divided by 3. I'm not really sure that we can go ahead and divide 29 by 3, but we can go ahead and give it a shot. Let's use our calculators and make it easy on us. All right, and we're going to bring it over here. And if we do, we have 29 divided by 3. That's going to give us something like 9 point, well, let's round it up to 9.7. And then we've got over here 38 divided by 4. And if I take 38 and divide it by 4, I'm pretty sure I can get, let's see, 38 divided by 4. That's going to give us 9.5, 9.5. 9.5. Okay, I did the first two. I would like you guys to go ahead and do the number 3 yourself. And now I'm going to go ahead and work, I think I'm going to go ahead and work 5 and 7 and let you guys do the rest. All right, 5 and 7 coming up. It says we're going to write if it's proportional or not. And remember, it has to be the same throughout the whole thing, right? So I'm leaving you 4, 6, and 8 to do. Or number 5, if I go ahead and check it, well, that is going to be 17.25 divided by 1. Well, that pretty much tells me that that rate is 17.25. Now I have to see if I get the same answer when I divide 35.50 by 2. And if I go ahead and take 35.50 and divide it by 2, we do get 17.75. But wait a minute. 17.75 isn't the same. Let's just double check. I want to be absolutely sure. 35.50 divided by 2. It's definitely 17.5. So automatically we see that these are not proportional because when I work these out, this one is 17 I believe it was 75. Okay, but let's go on and check the rest of them. How about 50.75 divided by 3? 50.75 divided by 3 gives us 16.91. 16.91 definitely is not 17.25 or 17.75. Last one is 70 divided by 4, and 70 divided by 4 is going to give us 17.5. 17.5, which is pretty much 1750. So as you can see, we have 4 different answers for our ratio. So number 5 is going to be not proportional or non-proportional. Non-proportional. Proportional. All right, we're off and running to do number 7, I said, right? And number 7 says the number of lunches to the total cost. So once again, we're going to divide the bottom number by the top. So let's go ahead and do that. In the first one, we're going to get 2.75. That's pretty easy. Let's see what happens when we get 550 and divide it by 2. That's going to give us 2.75. Hey, that's what I got in the first one, 2.75. All right, well, that's looking good so far. How about we try 8.25 divided by 3? 8.25 divided by 3. Yeah, that gives us 2.75 too. All right, 2.75. Well, that tells me all we need to do is get 2.75 for an answer for number 4, and this table will be proportional. Let's try that last one. It's $11 divided by 4. 2.75, all right. That tells me everything I need to know. Since every ratio of all the columns equals 2.75, that means table 7 is proportional. All right, I believe I said I was going to do 4, and I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest are for you to do. Don't get tricked too much by number 8. I'm going to move this a little because I see that it is impeded. There we go. Now you can see that this is just 5 and nothing after it. Remember on this one, when you first make your table, remember it's going to ask you to use a table. You have your 450, but on your first column, don't forget that there's a $5 delivery charge. So every time that you're making your table, don't forget to add that $5 delivery charge into your column. That's it for tonight. Have a good one, and I hope you have a great weekend. See you in class.